Hello everyone. I have here with me today Robyn. Robyn is a leader. She is a survivor of human trafficking, but she also is a leader for other survivors of human trafficking here in Kansas City, Missouri. She was greatly inspired by Christy Childs, who is my friend and founder of Veronica's Voice. Christy inspired Robyn, and now Robyn is doing the same, passing the light, so to speak. I'm very privileged to have Robyn here with me. She has partaken in many initiatives that support and collaborate with other survivors to put the message out there. So in Robyn's own words here today, she's going to tell us about herself and her story and the memorial. Robyn?
Hi, I'm Robyn. I'm from Kansas City, Kansas, but I live here in Kansas City, Missouri. I've lived here for, oh my gosh, 17 years now. So I'll just start from the beginning. My childhood wasn't your typical childhood. Starting at the age of 5, I started getting raped by my older brother. Used to sneak into my room every night and do things. I remember it happened every night. At the age of, my parents were drug addicts. My mom used to run away when they would fight. My parents would fight like no other abuse. I'd watch my mom get abused. My dad pulled knives on her. My mom would run away, leaving us kids there. My dad used to tell me and my sister that we were nothing but whores. You know, he never wanted daughters. Not once in my entire life has my dad ever said, I loved you or hugged me or my sister. At the age of 12, I got raped. I ended up getting my tonsils taken out, and my parents were still actively in drugs. Well, I got raped by my best friend's grandpa. And I went to the cops about it. Me and another girl that he did it to went to the police about it. The police ended up taking us to each one of our parents to tell our parents what had happened. Well, the next day my parents got a check from the guy for me to not tell what happened to the police, to tell them it was a lie. So the guy had paid my parents cash just for me to be quiet. At the age of 15, for my 15th birthday, my parents introduced me to methamphetamine. That's what I got for my 15th birthday. They said that us kids could probably find it better than they could. At the age of 16, I also have a son who was adopted. I gave my son up for adoption because I was in a really bad relationship with his dad, really abusive, it wasn't a good relationship. I was homeless, wasn't living with my parents. My parents were in and out of jail, living with my boyfriend at the time, and I just wanted my son to have a better life than me. And so somebody that I knew from church, they ended up adopting my son. Right after I put my son up for adoption, I just went downhill from there. I ended up out on the street. I was 16, just turned 17, when I ended up out here in Kansas City, Missouri to meet a guy, and ended up meeting somebody else and jumped into a truck, turned my very first trick on Maine. And it was an $80 trick, and I'm like, oh, this is, gonna feed my addiction. This is gonna, get me something to eat. And this guy was like, I'm gonna take care of you, seeing that I could make money. And ended up running into another guy that had a bunch of girls at a house. And there was, I think, 12 of us girls, and there was like 14 men living in one house. Promised, I was gonna be taken care of, took me shopping, bought me clothes, bought me whatever I wanted, kept me high. But I always tell people, and I don't care, nothing in life is free. Nothing in life is free from anybody. And so I was owned. He had me so strung out on drugs, I did whatever I could do, And then if things got bad, he would make sure that us girls had brand new clothes. And so I'm thinking, this guy is taking care of me in a way. All I gotta do is get out here and turn a few tricks every night. But there was times that if we didn't do what we were supposed to do, or if we did, we got punished for it. I remember the one punishment was called shoes, shirt, shorts. I was put outside for 2 hours in the freezing cold with ice on the ground in a tank top and shorts, nothing else on. Standing out there for 2 hours. Thought I was gonna die from just the cold. Of course, when I came back in, was ready to run away from this situation, I'd get bribed with crack, or I'd get, because that's what my addiction was crack cocaine and alcohol. Alcohol was the only thing that helped me to get through turning a trick. I remember he had ended up going to jail for white slavery, is what they called it. We finally got kicked in and he went to jail, so I was out here on the streets on my own. And when that happened, my life became a living hell. I remember getting raped 5-6 times a day. And would just get back out there, brush it off, do it again. I've been kidnapped, I've been tortured, I've been beaten nearly to death. I shouldn't be standing here, and today I still don't understand why I'm standing here. But I know that I have a reason, and God has given me a reason, a purpose. There's a purpose for me. I ended up getting pregnant with my daughter at 25 and getting off of Independence Avenue. And I ended up going with my mom, and my mom got clean, but as soon as I had Neve, I started using again. My mom is just not gonna stop using. It's never gonna happen, and I've came to terms with that. My mom is just an active user. And so I ended up using, and I went to jail, and my daughter, seen me get arrested, and I had the DFS worker come up to the jail and was like, Robyn, you need to pack your child and you need to go. She came up there with a stack full of papers like this of child neglect, child abuse, from my parents. And she's like, I don't want this baby around your mom. So I got out of jail and checked myself into went to treatment for 35 days. When I finally got clean and got my mentality back, I'm like, I can do this. So I went to Sheffield Place, me and my daughter. We went to treatment together. We went to Sheffield Place for 2 years, 5 days together. Finally got my housing through Shelter Plus, which is through the Department of Mental Health, because I'm now dealing with my past trauma. Like, can't sleep at night because of the nightmares. You freak out at every little sound. There's smells that I can't stand because that smell brings it back. And so me and my daughter, now we have our own place. Now, instead of me being an Independence Avenue walker, is what they call us, I'm a mom. I'm a soccer mom. I've got 3 beautiful daughters, 10, 6, and 4, one baby on the way. And now I'm a mom. I get to go to PTA meetings. I get to go watch my daughters play at the park. I make sure I tell my daughters every day, I love you. No matter what, I love you. I hug my daughters. I know they get sick of it, but I don't care, because I never was told that growing up. Never was my parents tell me that. Never once in my life did I hear I love you. Never once did I get a hug from my parents. And that's what I make sure I do with my children daily. And I just want people, I like telling my story, and I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna shout it to the rooftop. Out there, you don't feel like a human being. Everybody makes you feel like you're invincible, like you're nothing, like you're just another scum piece of the earth, that if you die, that you don't matter. And I want people to see that these women do matter. I matter. I know my parents are bad, but I'm still somebody's child. I'm still somebody's mother. I'm somebody's aunt. And I want people to understand, these are human beings. We are humans. I walk around with my chip on my 1-year chip on my necklace to remind myself, Robyn, you can do this. You walked away from this. A lot of my friends haven't ever walked away. They're gone. They're lying in, morgue somewhere because their families don't want to claim them. And I don't want to be another statistic. I'm a human being. I matter. My skin is real. I am real. I'm not invincible. I'm strong. These women out here are strong. They just come from, places that we all come from, different stories out here. Like the women that I have met out here before were doctors, nurses, went to college, these women they're out here because somebody either beat the crap out of them all their life and told them, you're nothing. You'll never be nothing. So these women, to escape, came out here, and that's where we escaped to, was out here. This was our escape. We could come out here and get drunk or get high to numb ourselves. And some of us out here became families. Us women became families together because we had no family. Like, people would tell me, why don't you call your family and go home? Home to what? Home to who? To the abuse? I get more love out here than I do. At least me sleeping with some man for that 10 seconds, I feel like I matter. Or I feel wanted, if that makes any sense. Like, a man wants me. They're riding around the block real quick to pick me up. And to me, that was love. to me, getting my ass beat, that was love. Like that, when somebody would, that was them showing that they loved me, because I watched my mom go through it, and I want people to just understand, like, being out here, I didn't blow out my birthday candles and say, I wish to be an Independence Avenue prostitute. I had dreams, I had hopes, I had, you know, things I wanted to do, and it wasn't in the cards for me. But I'm here today, and I get to make sure my daughters get to walk with their heads held high. And today I walk with my head held high because I'm a survivor. I'm not a victim anymore. I am a survivor. And I'm able to say that now with my head. I can look in the mirrors. I uncovered all the mirrors at home because for the longest I couldn't look at myself. I mean, when you sleep with thousands of men, you're like, that's disgusting. You could wash yourself so much in the dirt, the thing just never comes off of you. But today I get to sit here with my head held high and say, I'm here. I'm here and I'm proud. And you can see me, and you can see these women that are still out here. You know, the ones that survive are still surviving today. It's not an easy road, trust me, it's not. Sometimes, you know, for the longest I couldn't walk down the street because I feel like I've got the word prostitute just written on me. But I want people to see we are humans, that we deserve love, that we deserve to be heard and to be seen.
No words, no words. What can you say to a woman like this? This right here, she's sitting 6 feet away from me. She is the most powerful, the strongest woman I have met in my life. And I am just hearing her story. Let me tell you this, to all of women, my sisters out there, we can do anything. If this beautiful young woman can go through so much and still emerge victorious, a leader, a beautiful mother, a caring human being, if she can do this, there is no excuse for any of us. We can all do this. Robyn, grateful, very grateful and profoundly thankful and blessed to have met you and to consider you a friend. Thank you.